Welcome to the video, guys. So in this video I'm going to show you basically a time lapse of my build of the RPS Hawk 250. This is a 250cc Chinese motorcycle that I built basically from I would say more than a kit. I mean it's basically comes with the engine assembled and it's in the frame. You basically have to work it from there. So we're going to start off here at the beginning. What I'm doing here is installing the turn signals, headlight, connecting the speedometer, and all the gauges that go along with the speedometer. When I got mine, the handlebars were basically assembled, and I'll kind of show you what they're supposed to look like here. So this one would be the right, and then this one would be the left. So all the electronics were there. I just had to kind of slide everything in and bolt it into place. So as we're moving along, you'll see here I'm actually working on the headlight assembly, and what I did here was I replaced the original halogen bulb with an LED bulb. Next, what I'm showing you here is the airbox under the seat, and I just did what they call the airbox or air cleaner mod, where you kind of take your Dremel and cut out some of the plastic to allow more air into the air intake. Once that seat's been buttoned back up, I move around to the rear of the bike and start working on the rear turn signals. And now I'm going to grab the front wheel and start working at getting this on. Now this is kind of fiddly work here. You have to get that brake disc into the in between the two brake pads. There is a shim in there. You have to remove. Make sure you grease that axle bolt and tap that through before you torque it down. Moving on to the rear of the motorcycle, now we're looking at the rear suspension. You need to have someone lift up the rear end of the motorcycle so that you can get that bolt through there. That needs to be greased as well, and then you need to torque that down. And then what I'm going over here is just a quick walk around to show you that I took out the carburetor. I did some modifications to the carb. I rejetted it, and then I also replaced the stock spark plug with an NGK spark plug. I removed the exhaust to do a heat wrap, which you'll see coming up here shortly. And just a quick walk around of the bike. So what you're looking at now is I'm actually doing the heat wrap to the exhaust. I didn't do the whole exhaust. I did just the front portion. There's two portions of the exhaust, the front portion and the rear portion. I only did a heat wrap on this front portion. So basically you take the heat wrap and you want to soak that in water, and then you start to wrap it around. You get a tighter fit that way. You know, pull and stretch and make sure that you're getting that on really tightly, and that way when it dries it's on there very well. This is secured with some steel, it seems like they're steel tie straps. They're zip ties. And now you see this is what it looks like when it's finished. So some of the plastics are on. I still don't have a lot of the plastics on there yet. And then you can also see that I was replacing the fork oil at this point. So you can see the fork springs. One is out, the other one is sitting there. I was getting ready to replace that fork oil. I also, as you can see here, replaced the rear sprocket with a 45 tooth. I replaced the front sprocket with a 16 tooth to allow me more top end and more bottom end. So here are a couple of pictures of the bike finally finished. I also installed the red spoke protectors, and that's really it. So I just wanted to also touch on the fact that you probably should Loctite just about every bolt on this bike as you're going through and building it. I did mention a few of the torque settings for a lot of the things throughout here, but also just make sure and remember that all of your torque values are in the manual. And if you have a question about a specific torque value that you can't seem to find, just leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer what I can for you. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching.